Hello, it's Brian with Pinnacle Campers. It's kind of a windy fall morning this morning here in Boise, but we're going to do our best to put together a little video of this 2024 Ford Transit Trail model. So the Trail model comes with a factory lift and upsized tires, which is typically what we do anyways. 245, 75 16s. These are Goodyear Wranglers, same as what the Transit Trail came with from the factory. So it has the upgraded grille and the skid plate style front bumper. The Trail model also comes with these oversized fender flares and the running boards, and the alloy wheels, the black alloy wheels, are part of the Transit Trail package that comes from Ford. It also comes with those mud flaps. This is above and beyond the typical Transit. And we've also included a spare tire that has the Ford Transit Trail wheel. These came with a steel wheel from the factory that was mounted underneath. So, of course, it has a tow package. And then onto the things that we've upgraded it with are the Flare Space flares. They have Flare Space slider windows. Then we've got the C.R. Lawrence awning window. We've also added Bilstein shocks or struts to the front, and we've added Falcon shocks to the rear. You can see just in front of the rear tire there is the exhaust from the Elwell Timberline heating and hot water system. So we'll get up front here. So again, this is the Flatline roof rack, and then the Flatline rear spare tire rack. This has the V6 EcoBoost motor, 10-speed automatic transmission. See in here the Falcon shocks. This van has less than 500 miles. I think it's around 480 or so. Rear spare tire rack, tow package, porch light up above, slider door, and this Bilstein struts. So let's take a look inside. When I'm out camping and adventuring, I tend to like kind of everything available from inside or outside, or as much as I can, especially when it comes to kitchen, refrigerator, things like that. So we've got a little table out here. Of course, the bug screens here are in, so you can have this open and keep most of the insects out. Your induction cooktop, which runs on 110 volts. It's available right here. It can be used there, plugged in right inside here, or used on the countertop with an upper outlet. So, and then right inside here, we've got the refrigerator. This can be magnetized to the side. And as you saw, it's got baskets so that everything can be removed, taken inside, cleaned out. We've got, right when you come in, we've got front light zone and the kitchen light, which is this little light out here, 110 power, and a dual USB port. So we'll put the refrigerator in. Quick view of that, and then go ahead and take a look inside. We've got the swivel seats spun around here, And it's set up now with the table just at the driver's seat, of course, but this could be spun around so it could be used by both or put in between or something like that. And then this table can also be used over here at the bench seat. These are the shades for all the windows. Not all of them are in here. Others are stored elsewhere. You can see the cab here, dash, the 12-inch screen. Don't want that. That's the alarms because the swivel seats are turned around and now it's not going to stop. Oh well. There we go. So, underneath the bench seat here, there's crates or little bins that have, this one in particular has all the manuals and extra fuses and things like that for the van. And then that's the screen for the rear doors. So we've got this nice Chilowich brand floor mat here. And then moving on to the kitchen. You can see, again, you can get to the refrigerator quite easily from inside here. These are really the best for being efficient and keeping the cold in. It doesn't kind of really all dump out, so to speak, when you open the door in a dorm type fridge. And then you can access the induction cooktop from in here as well. Just left it out. There's space here to keep dish soap and rags and things like that. So you can also use it here or just pull it out. It's got locators that keeps it from sliding around, yet it can be pulled out. We've got bins here. Then underneath there is where the heat and hot water system is. So there's coolant running through and a blower that blows heat out, or a water-to-water exchanger is in there to allow for instant hot water as long as the system's on. So up above here we've got the control panel. We've got a switch here for all of the lights on the switches, and that includes the ones in other areas as well. So it kind of makes for a nice night light when it's dark. It can just turn it all blue in here. Of course, the porch light on the outside, the front lights, again, from here or down there. The rear lights just from here. Cargo lights includes the lights that were inside the kitchen here and all underneath the bed. And then, of course, the water pump. And then this is the Alwell Timberline system. You can set your temperature for your heat. You can call for hot water, even if you're not calling for heat, of course, in the summertime. Or you can use the inverter and use 110 power off the battery to heat that. Typically, it runs off the unleaded fuel tank. So it's a gas boiler that heats coolant that's used to heat air or domestic water from the water tank. There's also a dimmer here, so the front and rear lights can all be dimmed together. This upper shelf, of course, smoke detector, water, pull out, oops, water, pull out. This is where the inverter is switched from. You can hear it beep, off. This is the tank monitors. So this is telling me that tank 1's full. This is telling me that tank 2 is empty. So it's also got an alarm. It'll beep or flash a light when the fresh tank is empty. It'll beep or flash a light when the gray tank is getting full. So you can also take 110 power from here for the induction cooktop on the countertop. So this is kind of like a nightstand. You've got a drawer here. You've got USB. Turn that off. You've got reading lights, and the reading lights both have USBs on them as well. You've got a couple more crates here. Then you've got the separating toilet. This is a Trolino separating toilet. So that's all brand new, of course. This has neoprene back there, so it fits snugly in a spot and doesn't bounce around when you're off-road. So I think that pretty much covers it for in here. There's adjustable hooks on a rail here that can be used for jackets or hats, things like that. So the awning window, of course, has a shade on it. It can be closed. Give a view here of the front. The curtains there are the same curtains that are used on the pole between the rear doors to have privacy for the rear shower area. I just use it often, even if I'm not taking a shower. I'll put it up back there and have, if it's warm enough to have the rear doors open, and that way you kind of have some privacy inside, yet you have kind of like an enclosed or unenclosed porch, I guess. So just a quick overall view in here. There's of course a ceiling fan. No house AC in this one. Go ahead and put this up while we're here. Take a look inside the back doors. Of course they're locked. Rear doors open here. Got shades, magnetic shades inside here. I keep the ones that aren't being used stashed in here. Just keeps them closer to the window that they're being used at. Cargo lights can be switched from here. Water pump can be switched from here. This is the shower mixer valve with a quick release. This shower head can be used as a shower like that, or it's dual action and can come out the end for hosing off bikes and things like that. This can all be stashed, of course. This is the water fill point. This is a sight glass, so to speak, for the water tank, and that's kind of the reason for having the light, is it lights up the water and makes it so you can see the level before it gets to the top while you're filling. Got a filler, little shelf there. This is where the Elwell hot water tank is. This is full of coolant and would be heated in the situation where you're either asking for heat or asking for hot water. There's a place for more storage of emergency items and things there. This side has a similar storage area. It has the hydraulic jack. Hydraulic jack stand, you should call it. Back here you have the house off-on switch, 110 power. You have both dual USB and a SIG plug back here, which of course you can put a USB insert in. On this side is the water tank, 21 gallon. Below it is the plumbing utility cabinet. We've got a valve here to drain. Got a Schrader valve for blowing up the system. In fact, what you'd want to do is drain all the water, close the water tank so the air doesn't go to the tank, hook up 20-25 psi there, and then just go to all the faucet areas and blow all the water out. Pretty easy. This is the extension cord for the hot water tank. So if you're running it off 110, this will light up. It's a wire trough going from one side to the other. This is the power wall. $110-volt inverter, alternator charger, DC to DC charger, solar charger, fuse block, driver's side fuse block. There's also a passenger side fuse block, junction box for 110, house fuse, positive and negative bus bars, shore power charger. The outdoor outlet is only connected to the shore power charger. Below here is the battery. There's a 300 amp hour battery there, but there's a space for 2 of them. There's also space so you could add a second charger. So the bed has 2 removable platforms that are made from slats. So it's kind of like a box spring mattress. There's a little give to the center section where all your weight is. This rear threshold plate will allow for fork mounts for bikes. So you can just roll your back tire right in there and your bars would be, say right here, and connected to the fork mount, or you could have 2 in the center. Allows for a lot of different options for fork mounts. Looking up above at the bed area, the upper shelf, the alcove. This is almost 80 inches. I think it's around 79.25 total length. You can see the flaps here for the rear screens, bug wall rear screens. This is completely insulated with Havelock wool, rear doors, all the walls, roof, ceiling. So I think that's about covers it. Close these up and take one more quick overall view. So if you're interested, please contact us through pinnaclecampers.com. It's www.pinnacle, Pinnacle, campers.com. Put a link in the comments. If you've got any questions, just ask in the comments. Thanks for watching.